Hey everybody, Matthew here for the Games Day podcast. We have been, I'm just super excited. We've come down to the Personal Computer Museum in Brantford, Ontario. It's an amazing facility. We're here with Syd Bolton, the curator of the museum. He has an amazing collection of games and gaming memorabilia. We got a chance to interview Syd. We also got a chance to kind of shoot some video and take a lot of photos of some of the collection. It's definitely a place that I would love to spend a lot of time. It's an amazing place. So let's do this.
So my name is Syd Bolton, and I'm the curator here at the Personal Computer Museum. And in addition to being a computer museum, we're also home to Canada's largest collection of video games, which is pretty cool.
When did you get into gaming, and when did you start collecting games?
I'm trying to remember actually the very first game I ever played. I know what the game was. I don't remember exactly the year. I actually had one of the Coleco Telstars, and I'm going to guess it was probably in 77 or 78. I was pretty young at the time.
You're watching the most exciting game you will ever see on your TV set. Telstar by Coleco, with 3 different games. Telstar Tennis, with digital scoring, variable speeds. Telstar Hockey. Each player controls a goalie plus a forward on the other side. Oops, a goal. And Telstar Singles Handball, a game you play yourself. Telstar Handball, Tennis, Hockey, all 3 at an exciting low price. For great family fun, hitch your TV to a Telstar by Coleco.
And then I had a computer actually on my own when I was 10 and 11 years old. I had a Commodore VIC-20. And really by the time I was 16, I started to collect them. I started to see the value because back in those days, you were lucky to have one computer. But I saw people sort of go through that first transition of taking their first generation computer, throwing it out, and moving on to the next generation.
Yeah.
That was very sad to me. So as soon as people started to throw them out, I started to pick them up and say, you know what, I'm going to try this out. And that's how I got involved in sort of collecting computers. And when I was 16 years old, I had 16 computers. And I vowed that for every year I was old, I would have a computer, the same number of computers. And now I should be 700 or 800 years old because I've just got a ton of them.
So do you have every piece of your collection now here on the kind of premises, or do you still have lots of stuff in storage?
Wow, you know, I really wish. I mean, if you look, you guys have been here, you've walked around, you've seen what's here. There's a couple of 1,000 square feet of sort of collection stuff here at minimum. Actually, there's probably about 3 to 4,000 here on the premises. But honestly, that's not even where it ends. If you look outside, we actually have 2 external storage facilities comprising about 3,000 square feet of space. All told, we probably have somewhere between 6,000 and 7,000 square feet of vintage computer and gaming goodness, and we're literally bulging at the seams at this point.
Do you have a lot of people donating a lot of content? Like, how do you get kind of a majority of your kind of game collection?
The actual video game collection, the console stuff, it's an active seek for me. I go out, I look for the stuff, I go to stores, I look at lists, I'm constantly reading, and I'm constantly shopping. That's just how it goes. The ultimate goal here is to take all this massive video game collection that's in consoles and combine it with all the great, vintage computer stuff that we have, and just have one big place, one mecca where people can go and actually totally relive their childhood or totally look back at that history and find all that stuff in one place. That's the ultimate goal.
So how many games are in your collection in total then, would you say?
Well, when it comes to the console games, I'm going to conservatively say 7,000.
Okay.
And the reason I can say that is because I know in the computer it says I have 6,200 and something, and I know I haven't cataloged my Atari 2600.
Right.
That's at least 300, 400, 500. I haven't cataloged my NES. That's at least 500, 600.
Right.
And I haven't cataloged my Intellivision. That's at least another couple hundred. So I know I have at least 1,000 games I haven't cataloged. You add that to the 6,200 there, that's 7,200. So I just say 7,000. I'm on the conservative side. I may end up being more than that. When it comes to the computer software side of it and those video games, we estimate what we have cataloged versus the boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff we haven't even gotten to yet.
Yeah.
It's got to be at least 3,000,
yeah,
which puts us in total up about 10,000.
And so of all of those games, what percent would you say that you've actually given a chance, like actually played?
Wow, not that many if you look at it that way. I once figured out that I could retire at something like the age of 45 and play a different game in the morning and the evening, and that's if I died at like 85, and I'd have a different game every day. Honestly, I'd say I think in my recorded history in terms of games I've actually completed, and I have to remember, I don't count games like Pac-Man and the classics, because you really,
Yeah.
I know you could technically finish some of those, but really those are unending games.
Yep.
But games that actually had a storyline and that actually finished, I've completed somewhere in the neighborhood of 60 or 70 games from start to end.
Thanks a lot for taking the time to answer our questions and take us for what I can only describe as an amazing experience, amazing tour through an amazing collection of computer as well as kind of gaming history. I really appreciate it, Syd. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thanks for coming out.